Giving up smoking can bring on a range of different challenges as an individual goes through the stopping smoking process. The first 4 weeks can often be the most challenging, as this is when cravings and withdrawals from nicotine are at their most intense. These cravings can often be brought on by familiar behaviours and triggers that the individual associates with their smoking pattern. In this video, we look at 3 of the most common reasons for smoking relapse. This will be demonstrated using the analogy of the birds in the nest that we have used in previous videos to represent the nicotine receptors in the brain. First of all, let's look at the bird in the nest that is set off by stress. Stress bird is renowned for showing its head and chirping up for nicotine when an individual encounters difficulty or struggles in their daily life. As the challenging situation plays out, stress bird becomes loud and dominant in the nest, crying out for the nicotine that it thinks will make everything better. The cries of stress bird can be very overpowering for a smoker to try and manage. Giving in to these demands and having a cigarette will of course feed the bird the nicotine it desires, but it will only offer a very brief release of dopamine. This will likely mean that stress bird will feel content for a very short period of time. However, it only takes another challenging scenario to bring on even stronger demands for nicotine. It's important to understand that smoking doesn't help to relieve or solve the stress that is experienced, as the dopamine release is very short-lived before the addiction looks to take over once again. Another bird in the nest is boredom bird. When there is very little else to occupy the mind, this particular bird will be the first to show its head in the nest. Boredom bird is often at a loss as it feels like it needs to replace the void of smoking, thus providing unfortunate reminders throughout the day. When there is nothing else to do, the old trusty friend of a cigarette is always there to call upon. Those attempting to quit must be aware of this and make sure they keep themselves as busy as possible throughout their daily routine. This is especially important in the first 4 weeks of quitting, when boredom bird demands the nicotine during downtime or periods of limited activity. Whilst everyone loves a party, no one likes a gatecrasher without an invitation. This is where the party bird likes to take centre stage. This is especially common at social gatherings with other smokers. Party bird can relish the combination of alcohol and smoking and will go to all lengths to trick the individual into just having one. This is particularly risky when inhibitions have been altered by alcohol and the individual finds the temptation even stronger to smoke. However, if party bird gets their own way, it won't just be there for the evening. After it's had a taste of the nicotine the night before, it's very likely that party bird will still be lurking around in the morning. This is a clear indication that the addiction is present again, with the birds awake in the nest, wanting to be fed even more throughout the day. The birds that we have mentioned are just 3 of the most common birds that an individual needs to be aware of when stopping smoking. Only complete abstinence will ensure these birds are sent to sleep over the 12-week process. Stay tuned for further videos in this series, where we will look at other birds that can be found in the nest.